All right, I'm gonna just run it back one more time. Mainly, I kind of wanted to just show the what people were thinking of as far as the march, and just kind of give you guys some of the imagery of what people were out there doing. Basically, it's a typical protest, but I just wanted to go ahead and show you guys that. But let me try to run it back one more time. All these advertisements, man, it is real. But just give me 1 second. When you guys come in, let me know if everything sounds all right, if you can hear everything, if the picture's coming through smooth. Just let me know. As you guys are just observing the quick video, just say your opinions in the chat about what you guys think about all this, and then I'll give you guys my take. Okay, so that was just two really quick short clips um, based on what happened to Ahmaud Arbery. Okay, I'm reading you guys' comments. Okay, so 358 said, I keep asking myself why God does this. Why does this keep happening? I can't take this no more. And that you feel helpless. I can understand that. I can definitely understand that. It's in all honesty, I'm tired of seeing situations like this play out because it really affects us as a people when situations like this occur. It tugs at our heartstrings. It really causes us to sometimes go into depression. It makes it to where we honestly don't know what to do. And we're just tired of seeing more of people that look like us die. And in all honesty, I'm tired of seeing it. Me being on this earth for 24 years, it's something that is starting to contribute to so many people's jaded perspective towards law enforcement as far as how they interact with law enforcement. It causes a lot of animosity to build up, a lot of irrational decisions to take place on both sides, as far as with law enforcement as well as with the common individuals and black and white relations. And it's something that is starting to create more of a divide because viewing the video of Ahmaud Arbery being shot, and let's just be honest with the conversation. And if you guys want, you guys can share it in the Facebook group or wherever you guys come from. Share the link. That way we can bring more people into the conversation. But in you guys' perspective, when you saw the video, what was your initial reaction when you first saw the video? Let's start there. What was you guys' initial reaction when you saw the video? I'm sad about this, and the law needs to change in Georgia. I'm so sad today. It was clearly murder. Okay, so 358, you see it as it was clearly murder. Okay. You see it as it was clearly murder. In totality, did you not find anything kind of strange like during the video? Did you not think anything in the video was kind of rather odd? Because for me personally, when I viewed the video, it was kind of strange, just given the circumstance. Like, because I don't know, I'll wait and see what you guys' opinions are before I start bringing up new stuff. But yeah, I just thought a few things in the video were rather strange, just from the time it hit record, not the entire situation. I'm just talking about from the moment somebody pushed the record button and what was shown in the video itself. Just given the circumstances that were displayed in the video, certain things looked odd. But again, like I said, anybody that comes in, please share. We want to bring as many people in here as we can so that we can get all different types of perspectives in here. Man, got things messing up over here. Okay. But I guess I'll kind of get into it just so you guys can understand where I'm coming from. So the initial incident in its entirety. Is this a sad situation to take place? Yes. Why? Because unfortunately, it caused the death of somebody who was young, vibrant, was a child of someone. It was very unfortunate. It's unfortunate in any circumstance where somebody didn't deserve to die, as from what we can tell. But what I feel like we should also consider is that the media loves to play with our heartstrings. The media loves to play with our heartstrings. They love to show us videos. Well, not necessarily love. They constantly show us videos of black people being shot. And some of the videos we overlook some of the things that maybe the person who's being detained or being shot or whatever, sometimes we overlook certain mistakes that are made and we just focus on the initial act. The person was shot and killed, rather than being openly honest with ourselves, and even in sometimes looking at it from both sides. Even though some people absolutely do not want to look at it from the other person's side, because we just see it and we say to ourselves, oh no, the person, they're the one that pulled the trigger. Why do I need to put myself in their position? Well, this is where I'm going with this. In the video that was put out, it showed Ahmaud Arbery running. He had a truck behind him, which was the person who was doing the recording. And then a ways ahead of him, you had the father and son, who I'm presuming the father was driving and the son was in the back of the truck. Arbery, I'm not entirely sure how to say his first name, but Arbery ran towards the truck. Now I'm assuming that, now this is just me assuming this, judging by Arbery's body language, the media is saying that he was simply jogging. I personally don't believe he was just simply jogging, because when you see and watch the video and you look closely, as soon as he got closer to the truck, he purposely ran on the passenger side of the truck. And then the father immediately hopped out of the truck. Now, why is it that him randomly jogging and then the person hitting the record button, why would this be so convenient to where he's jogging and then he immediately knows to just run on the passenger side and then immediately go into attack mode as soon as the father hops out? With that body language, that shows that there was something that happened before the person hit the record button. So there's a series of events that took place before the video even started. So what kind of confuses me is, why is it that it's automatically assumed that Arbery was simply jogging and not running away? They say he was just jogging. He was just innocently jogging, just in la-di-da. And they're not saying, well, he was potentially being chased. And the reason as to why he's being chased, according to the father and son, they suspected him of being a burglar. And they said that he fit the description or whatever of somebody who's been doing local burglaries. Whatever they said. But why is it that they're just saying he was innocently jogging? See, misrepresentations like that, or certain narratives being pushed in that aspect, I'm not entirely fond of. And that kind of bothers me, that they're pushing that narrative saying that he was simply jogging. But when you look at the video, you can clearly see that something happened before the record button was pushed. He wasn't simply jogging. Especially if he's running towards a truck and he clearly sees somebody in the back. And then those people who are in the truck, their reaction is, the father's reaction actually was, I gotta hop out of the truck. And then Arbery's reaction was, I gotta attack. How is it that he was simply jogging and he didn't know why the father was getting out of the truck? If he was jogging and the dude stepped out of the truck, he wouldn't have known why. Because by the time Arbery hopped out of the truck, not Arbery, but by the time Arbery ran on the passenger side of the truck, that is when the father exited the vehicle. The father's son was in the back trunk. How is it that Arbery knew to run on the passenger side, and then as soon as the father stepped out, why did Arbery immediately go into attack? That all leads up to something happened before the video started. But let me read a couple of your comments before I keep going. Okay, so 358, you said, I think he was just jogging. I would have been ducking through yards if I had done something like they are accusing him of. Exactly. So why did he continue to run towards the truck? He could have ran off to the right or off to the left, because they were a ways away in front of him. He could have darted into the forest instead of running head on. You're easier to hit if you're running a straight line towards somebody. You're easier to hit if you're running straight at somebody. You're easier to hit because his son had a pistol and he had a shotgun. Arbery was unarmed. But let me keep reading. Those guys chased him down because they said someone breaking in houses that neighborhood. Okay. That's what I've been hearing too, Darlene. Okay, so you said, yeah, but when he came around the passenger side, the driver came around the front and boom, they're a couple feet away from each other. Right. But at this time, we still don't know what took place before the video started. And even from what we do see with Arbery continuously running towards the truck, the son who was in the back, I'm assuming he already knew what the deal was. I'm assuming Arbery already knew what the deal was. So why would he continue to keep running towards the truck? If you know that the dude in the back is probably armed or got a weapon or something, and then you know you got a driver up there, why would you keep running towards them? And then dude hopped out of the truck with a shotgun, and then a shot was fired. It just doesn't make sense to me that he would keep running towards the truck. Especially if we can get an agreement that we know something happened before the video started. I would probably bet money that he probably knew they had guns on him. That's why he was running. But I'm not sure why he would keep running towards them. That doesn't make sense to me. Okay, but let me keep riding. I said ride. Let me keep reading. Man, I'm hungry. In just a couple seconds, he got a shotgun in his face. He didn't get shot in his face. The shotgun didn't hit him up until after they had been tussling for a good while. I'd say about a good 15 seconds. Because Arbery, when he ran on the passenger side, he ran around, and then, because when you're a gun owner, the whole point of if you're a registered gun owner, right? Hold up. When you're a registered gun owner, the main thing you don't want to do is let somebody get within a certain amount of feet from you. One, because all they got to do is do a little juke and you shoot and you miss, and then they get up close to you. Now they on you. Now you guys are both struggling for the gun. So the main thing you don't want to do is let somebody get within a certain distance from you. If anything, they could have shot him from long range while he was running towards them. The son in the back, if they really wanted to kill him, if they were really hunting him down, the son who was in the back could have shot him as he was running towards the truck. Because he wasn't running in a zigzag. He wasn't doing no flash maneuvers. He was simply just jogging towards the truck. So if they really wanted to shoot him, if they were really hunting him, because you see, they were hunters. If they really wanted to hunt him, they would have shot him as he was running towards them. It makes no sense for them to let him get that close and then try to shoot him. Because you saw the son in the back, he wasn't even ready. The father got out, and then as soon as he got out, Arbery was already right there. So at that point, it makes no sense to just point your gun and try to get him to stop. He's trying to hurt you now. He already there, and you just now getting out the truck. So at that point, that's when it gets a little tricky, because then it's like, okay, well, he only has one option here, to shoot. Because if Arbery gets the gun, then he's dead. So, but let me read some more of your comments. Let me get up to speed. Okay. In just a couple seconds, he got shot in the face. Okay, right. I get that. He knew he was being chased. Right, but it's all open area, open yards. Yeah. No, it wasn't open yards. There was houses. He could have ran up to somebody's house. He could have, because I'm not just running straight up to your gun. I'm not going to run straight up into a shotgun blast or straight up bullet. I'm not running to the bullet. I'm going to run away from the bullet. Or I'm going to make it to where I'm going to go somewhere to where now you have to try to catch me versus me just coming to you. And plus, if they really wanted to murder this guy, it doesn't make any sense to record it. That's also what confuses me about all of this. Why were they recording if their main intention was they wanted to kill this dude? It doesn't make any sense. Okay, so you said there was a truck behind him too. That guy was involved too, the guy shooting the video. Okay, so just so I can get an understanding of this entire scenario. So the main thing is they're chasing after Arbery. For whatever reason, they think he was the guy that was going around breaking into houses in the neighborhood, committing burglaries, right? So they assume it's him. Whatever happened before the video started caused Arbery to take off running. Now, the truck is already ahead of Arbery. The other truck or whatever vehicle is behind Arbery. They're the one that's recording. They're driving behind him. He's running in the middle of the street. Vehicles can't drive through the terrain because there's a bunch of trees and it's uneven. He would have had a better chance running through that terrain instead of running on the street where the vehicles can travel smoothly. It made no sense. So it just doesn't seem like, it doesn't really make that much sense for him to, and it still doesn't make sense to me why he ran to the truck. I don't get it. I really don't get it. And plus, what also kind of confuses me is, I don't know, man. Like, I know if somebody's accusing me, because again, there's so many things we don't know contributing to what happened prior to the video starting. But I'm just saying personally for me, my personal experience. If I know somebody has a gun, my initial reaction isn't going to be to start swinging on them. Especially if I know I didn't do nothing wrong. Because one thing that I don't like to try to say is a good excuse is somebody being scared and that's why they did something stupid. I don't believe in that type of excuse. I feel like if you're in a dangerous situation, that is when you have to start making really smart decisions, especially if somebody else has an advantage on you. Like, for instance, if somebody has a knife or if somebody has a gun on you, you might want to try to de-escalate the situation rather than trying to fight your way out of it, especially if you know somebody's going to have an easier time taking you out than you are of them. Because this is the situation. It's as far as what the video showed, it's basically 2 against 1. 2 armed guys against 1 unarmed guy on foot. They got trucks, or they're in a truck. He's on foot. He's already outnumbered. He's already overpowered. So then why would your initial reaction be to run towards the truck and then start fighting? And then start trying to slug it out? That doesn't make any sense. Unless you're trying to die sooner. That doesn't make sense to me. I feel like it would have been a smarter idea had he had just been like, hey, like put his hands up like, hey man, I don't want no trouble. Rather than going up thinking you about to beat up the guy with the shotgun and then take his gun and then shoot him with it and then shoot his son and whoever's recording. That doesn't seem like a smart idea to me. And I don't want to use the excuse of, well, maybe this guy was afraid as to why he did something as stupid as that. No disrespect to him, but that was a dumb move. And that move ultimately cost him his life. And I feel that there's just too many people who are chalking this up to racism when in all honesty, there's so many facts and so many details that we don't know about this situation. Now, of course, it's still being under investigation. There's going to be more things that are going to come out. But what I'm tired of seeing us do, I'm tired of seeing us instantly jumping to the assumption or jumping to the conclusion that this is a racist act, that they hunted him down. This was basically a lynching. The man was just simply jogging and they killed him because he was black. I hate these narratives being pushed when there's so many things we don't know about these situations. We got to get all of our facts. We have too many questions that still need to be answered. So far, all we've focused on is what happened. What and who. But we never ask how. The main things that we should ask, especially what we learned in school, is who, what, when, where, why, and how. Why did this happen? Where did this happen? How did this happen is the most important one. How? How did it get to this point? But too many people focus on just the simple thing of this is what happened, this is who it happened to, this is where it happened. That should be good enough. Any further details? Not important. We see these stories broke out on social media mostly now because nobody really watches the news like that. And if anything, the news is now intertwined with social media. So that's how a lot of people get their news now, through social media. And you get these platforms on social media that get these news articles, that get these stories. And then they add in certain words, or they add in what they think is the deal. And then they completely change the narrative. Something as simple as African-American Georgia man shot is changed into young black man jogging killed by 2 pursuers, or was hunted down. The key word, hunted, ultimately changes the narrative. It instantly closes off all possibility of you further investigating and saying, okay, well, why did this even happen? How did this happen? Why did it get to this point? What happened before the video started recording? But see, we don't ask these questions because the media constantly pulls at our heartstrings, and they get us so emotionally riled up that we have protesters that go out and protest without fully knowing the situation. We get people that start to look at white folks out the corner of their eyes without fully understanding what the situation is. We continue on with our lives having a biased mentality without fully understanding these situations. And we've had situation after situation after situation constantly tugging at our heartstrings that makes us completely overlook something that they show us and that we see with our very own eyes. They show us a video of somebody being shot. Nobody asks or dives deeper into why this even happened. We just take it as it is and say this country is racist. Oh, these people, man, these people are just disgusting. I hate this country. But you didn't investigate deep enough. You didn't fully understand what it is that happened. You didn't bother to ask any more questions or dive deeper into it. You just saw what initially happened and you took it as that. And then that was it. You threw your hands up. I'm done with everything. And that's where we have to stop doing that. We have to literally start asking more questions. We literally have to start digging deeper before we form our conclusions. Before we even get to forming our conclusions, we need to be building up some more details, gathering in more details, and building up to our conclusion before we ultimately just say this is racist. Because the media has no problem spinning that narrative. And especially on social media, like platforms like the Shade Room has no problem calling it racism. But as soon as you do that, as soon as you use keywords, that immediately eliminates all possibility of you asking any more questions, because now you know everything. Now you've heard enough. And that's not right. We have to dive deeper before we form our conclusions. We have to stop letting the media gas us up. We have to stop letting others gas us up and leading us down a road that we might be completely misunderstanding the situation in its entirety. But that's exactly what it does. It constantly plays on our heartstrings, and then we form these conclusions, and then we might end up being wrong. Okay, but still though, again, and I know I said this earlier, anybody that comes in, please share the stream so we can get more people in here. I don't ever usually stream on YouTube, but after seeing this story, I really felt compelled to really come on here and really just have a conversation with somebody and really hear you guys' perspectives on the matter. But let me share it again so I can try to get some more people in here, because currently right now I'm just sharing it to Facebook, so don't pay me no mind right now. Let me see. Okay. All right, I just shared it there again. But yeah, that's honestly what's really bothered me about this entire situation is this happened and nobody's asking any more questions. They're just saying it's racist. They hunted him down. But you have to investigate and look deeper into it. So, but let me go ahead and play. Let me play another video, or you know what? Let me play back the video of the reporter of Savannah on WTOC TV. I'm gonna play the video back. That way you guys can see it again if you guys came in late. But I'm gonna show it one more time. All right, now I'm gonna show you guys another video. It's by CBS. I think it's gonna show a little bit of the video of him when he was shot. Okay, hold on, Darlene. You said there's no sound. Let me see, because it went to another video, so I'm guessing the sound might have went out. Let me see. Let me know if you can hear it. Okay, so they pretty much just saying the same stuff that I initially showed you earlier. But yeah, so basically what I talked about earlier, just when it even comes to this entire situation, when situations get put out, because once again, when it even dealt with the video that was shown, if it's true that the men told Arbery to stop, if that's the case, if the men told Arbery to stop, now of course the men had options. They could have called the police, but they were fully within their rights to tell Arbery to stop and to commit a citizen's arrest, then call the police. They were in their rights to do that. But if it's true that they warned Arbery to stop and they brandished their weapons, and Arbery continued to run towards them after they told him to stop, after they instructed him to stop, then that means that they were within their rights to shoot him after he began trying to take the weapon from. Because I thought it was the father who was driving the truck, who was in the driver's seat. No, it was the son. So the dad was in the back. The son was the son was the one who was tussling with him. But mainly the son was the one just getting punched in the head, because the son, he didn't throw any punches back. He didn't drop the gun. He was holding on to the gun the whole time. He was just shooting the gun. But if it's true that they told Arbery to stop before the shooting happened, then Arbery would have possibly been in the wrong. Now, taking into consideration, we don't know what happened prior to the video starting, but based off of the video alone, Arbery would have been in the wrong, because if they told him to stop and he didn't, and he kept charging them, then they were within their rights to shoot back. And that's something that we would have to swallow, because if that's the case, then we would have to retract our statements claiming that it's racism. We would have to retract them. So, but I'm going to go ahead and end the live. I'm going to probably, if anything, I'm going to try to get some more people to chime in on the situation. But yeah, make sure, I'm not going to say subscribe because this is a horrible topic to say subscribe to, but just do what you want. But yeah, hopefully you just consider what it was that we talked about. I'm going to see if I can post a video of the live. That way, watch it back if you missed it. But But hopefully there'll be more live streams in the future on topics and stuff like that. I'll try to do more as I continue onward. But you guys take it easy. I'm going to check out. It's been real.